If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Okay, so I made a video on this a couple of days ago when we got the first rumors about this project possibly happening, and Kanye just decided, again like he did with the original Donda release, or in that case he didn't. He said the Universal released the album without his approval. But that album originally dropped on a Sunday, and he just came through with the Deluxe on yet another Sunday, and that was yesterday, November 14th. So this is the Donda Deluxe. We finally got it. I was just talking about it a couple of days ago, talking about how we might get it because he was teasing at it in that Revolt interview, and also he was teasing at it with those billboard signs that popped up in different cities. So we finally got it. It has a couple of more tracks on there and some changes, and I wanted to go over all the changes and all the stuff that's new today with y'all and discuss what this might mean for his career or for Donda in general. So first of all, I got to give a shout out to my man Bosnian again on the Discord. If you're not a part of that community yet, go and make sure you're a part and you join the Discord in the description down below. One of the best resources and communities for hip hop out there, our community Discord server. So go do that right now. And on there, my man Bosnian posted all the changes and all the new stuff that we got on this new Deluxe. Now, he said what the Donda Deluxe album contains: Life of the Party with Andre 3K. And this is probably the biggest, change that we have on here, because this is also the song that Drake leaked back when they were subliminally shooting some shots back and forth. And there's also the song that we've had leaks for the longest time now. Now, this song is also the only one on the whole record that has a feature indicated with the Andre 3 Stack feature. Of course, being one of the most grailed features out there, Andre doesn't just do a feature. He previously did one for Goody Mob, for example, and then before that not for years. So to get hands on a 3-stack feature is crazy, and now the feature list on this album looks even crazier than before. So big shout out to Kanye for pulling that off, and also big shout out for putting this track on there, because as I said, Drake leaked it while they were going back and forth, and now he finally put it on the Deluxe. And I think this is like the main selling point of this Deluxe, because all the other stuff are just some minor changes. I think this is the big the big one that people are gonna gravitate to this Deluxe for. More changes also include Tyler the Creator on Come to Life, as Bosnian said, even though when I listened to this thing, or the version of Come to Life on the Deluxe, I couldn't tell which part Tyler was. He didn't have a verse. I also couldn't distinguish some background vocals maybe. So if any of you know which part is actually Tyler, please let me know, because that would of course be very interesting to see where he fits in here. But if he is actually on here, then again, big shout out to Kanye for having this crazy of a feature list on there. Now, one of my favorite changes is that Kid Cudi is now on remote control. He before that delivered one of the best performances on this whole thing on Moon, and his part on remote control is again just heavenly. When you listen to that, you're ascending into a whole nother universe. So Kid Cudi on remote control, it's also a bit longer than the original one. Bosnian also added extended ending. It still ends with the you know what I mean, and but the Kid Cudi part is pretty solid. You got to go listen to that. That's probably, with of course the 3-stack feature, my favorite part of this new Deluxe. Next up, Casey is now on Keep My Spirit Alive. I thought, it was a pretty solid verse, and that was pretty cool to see. I didn't think it was that special, but still, really like to see Casey on Keep My Spirit Alive. Now, we also have 2 new tracks. You can count the Life of the Party track as a new track as well, but that was leaked before, and we just knew about it. But Never Abandon Your Family and Up From the Ashes are now also on here. I really like those, especially the message of Never Abandon Your Family. Up From from the Ashes also had a nice vibe to it. We already knew about these from the stem player because they were in the source code for the stem player back when that was released, where you could, that little device that Kanye shipped out where you could break down every track on Donda into its different parts of, drums and bass and vocals and stuff like that, which is a really cool idea. So I really like to see that. So we knew about these 2 tracks being somewhere on Donda, hidden in the, deleted files or somewhere, but they are on the Deluxe, and I like to see that. As I said, pretty solid tracks, so go listen to those if you haven't yet. And also, Bosnian added that we have some updated vocals on Television. Still not sure why this Television track is on here in the first place. We heard it before on that Pop Smoke album. And we also, we all know that that's probably the worst track on Donda because the vocals are mixed terribly. I don't know who, was like, this is okay to put on the album. I hope it wasn't Kanye, but it got fixed already. The OG version that dropped back in August was even worse, and now we have a bit more of a fixed version, but it's still terrible. I don't know, they should just leave it, remove it, whatever. There's no way to help this thing. Now, Bosnian also added that there are more mixing changes and more. These are probably just minor tweaks that, are not worth mentioning, or people will not really notice while listening to this. They're probably just for Kanye's, perfectionist feeling of having to have a perfect album, but in itself nothing special. Now, I really like that we got a Deluxe for this. I really like that, there was a long time between the original album and the Deluxe. I already talked about that with the Polo G Deluxe for Hall of Fame, for example. So I really like that he was doing that. I also like that he added that, Andre 3 Stack track on here, and also those other tracks, especially also that Kid Cudi feature. As I said, that's probably my personal favorite. So all in all, I think this is a pretty solid Deluxe. Maybe I thought he was going to do a little more with it because he was just talking about it on the Revolt interview. I thought it wasn't going to release until next year, but he just dropped it on a random Sunday as a surprise drop again. But I guess we got it now. I'm happy with it. Maybe would have liked to see 1 or 2 more tracks that we hadn't heard about before, because all the new tracks we've kind of known about that they were going to be on there. Maybe come through with like a, crazy new song with the crazy new feature. But in itself, this is a really solid Deluxe, and I'm happy that we got it. I'm really happy that we finally got this, and Donda is kind of a closed chapter now in Kanye's discography, and we can move on from here to see what other stuff he, decides to pursue in the future. Now, that's my thoughts on this. Now, I want to know what you think about this. Were you excited for this? Were you expecting this Deluxe to drop? What do you think about it? What do you think about the Andre 3 Stack song? What do you think about the new Casey feature? Where is Tyler? Can't really tell where he is. What do you think about that Kid Cudi feature on Remote Control now? And what do you think about the new tracks, Never Abandon Your Family and Up From the Ashes, that we also got in here? All of that, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.